This episode is titled Trump, Nothing But a Blurred Window. Trump is a man in the spotlight. The media and internet are saturated with reports and opinions about Donald Trump. Every week, if not every day, he dominates the headlines, interviews, social media feeds and top political discussions. There is no doubt that he is a unique and polarizing figure. As President of the United States, already in his second term, he attracts attention like few others. But is this attention justified? Should the spotlight remain so intensely focused on one aging man who, by many accounts, struggles to distinguish between truth and fiction, between staged narratives and actual facts? Or are we allowing us to be distracted by a spectacle, by a persona deliberately designed to draw fire and attention, while the more powerful figures operate behind the scenes? To me, Donald Trump is not the true architect of the chaos we see. He is more like a blurred window, a distorted lens through which we only can vaguely discern what's really happening. And behind that window stands the real strategist, the true beneficiaries and the hidden puppeteers. Before we go on, just a short wish from my side. This is a new channel. I hope to grow and be a good source for people to get some deeper understanding of politics. You can help me to grow and reach more people by subscribing and clicking the like button. You're also very welcome to comment on the site. Thank you very much. And now, let's get on. Trump is a villain cast for the lead role. I first came across Trump in 1987 when I read his now famous book, The Art of the Deal. At that time, very few Europeans had even heard of him. Since then, I've kept an eye on his public career, not obsessively, but attentively enough to recognize a pattern. Trump is a showman first and foremost. His greatest skill isn't in business or governance, but in self-promotion and manipulation. He thrives in confrontation, scandal and attention. It's no coincidence that his most memorable quote is, "You're fired."
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
That short sentence encapsulates much of his persona. Cold, transactional, superior. He doesn't build up, he tears down. He's not a creator, but a destroyer of buildings, of reputations, of norms. Consider this, he managed to corrupt the casino. That's not easy. Casinos are engineered to make money. For someone to fail in that industry speaks volumes about his actual competence. And yet, despite multiple business failures, bankruptcies and scandals, he remains admired by millions. Why? Because he's playing a role that appeals to a deep cultural vein of resentment, defiance and disillusionment. He is a villain many love to hate, and a considerable number even love to follow. Trump is a convenient tool for hidden powers. Given all this, one might ask, how can someone with such a track record still wield so much influence? Why does Donald Trump remain a major political figure even after being impeached, charged with fraud and accused of inciting a violent attack to the US Capitol? The answer is disturbing, as it is pragmatic. Trump is useful. He proved during his first term that he is willing to bulldoze through conventions, ignore expert advice and focus primarily on his own gain. He has little interest in the nuances of policy, and even less in the moral consequences of his actions. That makes him an ideal figurehead for those with agenda. If you want to push through controversial and unpopular policies that would most voters never consciously support, you need a frontman. Someone charismatic, distracting and polarizing, enough to draw all the fire while the real work happens behind the scenes. But this frontman must also be controllable. He must be just intelligent enough to carry out instructions without collapsing, but not so thoughtful that he questions the orders. In this role, Trump fits perfectly. His narcissistic tendencies make him eager for praise and flattery and can be manipulated. Psychologically speaking, Trump exhibits many traits associated with narcissistic personality disorder: exaggerated self-importance, constant craving for admiration, and a marked lack of empathy. These traits aren't just incidental, they are the key to understanding how he is managed. How do you control a narcissist? You don't oppose him directly, you feed him. You offer constant validation, praise their genius, and let them believe that your ideas are theirs. That way, they will defend your plan as if it's their own, even if they don't fully understand it. What's the footage of his cabinet meetings or public appearances? His staff often begins with exaggerated compliments. Mr. President, under your leadership.
Honor and respect we have for each other is a reflection of you and your leadership.
Thanks to your leadership.
You were overwhelmingly elected by the biggest majority.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for your leadership at the border.
Thanks to your fantastic leadership.
And so on. It's a pattern. Once he is emotionally satisfied, he becomes malleable. This dynamic is evident in his executive orders. These events are carefully choreographed. An aide explains what the order is, Trump adds a few remarks, signs it with a flourish, and hands a pen to someone in the room.
Sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years. For decades. Okay. Give that to RFK Jr.
Yes, sir.
The illusion is created. Here is a decisive leader taking action. But behind the curtain, others wrote the document, crafted the message, and decided the timing of it. Enter Project 2025, a 920-page political manifesto developed by far-right think tanks and policy strategists. It outlines in disturbing detail how to reshape the US government, from purging civil servants to consolidate power in the executive branch, and even how to weaken democratic safeguards. Trump claims he doesn't know about Project 2025. That may well be true, at least technically. He is known to avoid reading long texts and has little patience for detail. His advisors are instructed to summarize everything in bullet points, in short, simple sentences. So yes, he may not have read the plan, but the people around him, they have. And many of them are not just aware of it, they helped write it. I've read parts of the documents myself, and I found it alarming. What disturbed me most wasn't just the content, but the confidence with which it was published. It wasn't leaked, it was public, as if no one feared the consequences, and perhaps they don't. In a country where 18% of adults are illiterate and millions more are disengaged from serious reading, the chances that this document would spark widespread outrage were always slim. People are more likely to watch a TikTok clip than to read a government report. The architects of Project 2025 are counting on this. Trump's administration and team are filled with people connected to this long-term strategy. Many of them are legal experts, PR professionals and former lobbyists. They know how to work the system. They tell him what to say, what to sign and when to pivot. Most of the time the system works, but occasionally Trump deviates. He gets carried away, issues a reckless statement, or makes a move that wasn't planned. When that happens, his handlers must step in, correct the narrative, and reassert control. This is the source of the chaos we so often see. It's not always orchestrated, but it's also not entirely accidental. Trump introduces disruption, but the real crisis emerges when those managing him lose their grip. The result is unpredictable, a roller coaster government that seems to lurch from one extreme to the other. Well, what should we do? We should see through the window. The media often paints Donald Trump as the source of America's political dysfunction. That's only part of the story. He is the visible face, the convenient villain, the character on stage, but the script is written other way. People with money, long-term strategies, and the patience to let the spectacle play out. If we focus only on Trump, we miss the larger picture. He is the blurred window, not the architect of the building behind it. And if we want to understand what's really going on, and perhaps even change it, we must stop staring at the glass and start looking through it. Thank you very much for hearing. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It helps others to find my content. I'd like to hear from you too. Take the comment section and let me know. What's your take on the topic? Or is there something you'd like me to talk about? Let me know. And then, until next time, stay curious.